To the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis as Bitcoin is looking to retest 36 G's, baby. Also breaking news, the Bitcoin supply held by long-term hodlers hits an all-time high. Quoting Plan B, creator of the Bitcoin stock-to-flow model, 83% of all the Bitcoin is in profit, besides some who bought at the top in 2021. But everyone else in profit, baby. Let's get it. Also in today's show, El Salvador Bitcoin ATM network to receive Lightning network upgrade. Let's go. We're also going to be discussing everything surrounding approving Bitcoin ETFs in the United States. And according to analyst Adam Cochran, he's predicting we can see a Bitcoin ETF approval as soon as this week, according to some information shared today on X from Gary Gensler. That's right. I'll be breaking this down for you. We'll also be discussing a trader that called the 2021 collapse, predicting a peak Bitcoin price action during this next market expansion. I'll be breaking down his timeline as well as his target. We're also going to be discussing Bitcoin will 100x from here, according to Michael Saylor, and he explains why. Quoting him here from an interview, Bitcoin is an asset class, and that's a major revolution. If Fidelity and BlackRock and if 10 other ETF issuers all agree that Bitcoin is an asset class, it should be 10x to 100x bigger than it is right now. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market, all this plus so much more in today's show. And welcome everyone just joining us. Massive shout out to everyone in that live chat. This is first and foremost a live and interactive show. So not only do you need to say hello, but let me know where you're tuning in from, fam. Shout out to OG. Let me know how the stream is today, please. Feedback is always welcome. What up, Jaws? Let's get it. Passive Income AI says the video, audio, both good. Love to hear that. Music to my ears. Shout out to Doug, says Bitcoin will be $1 billion per coin by 2025. Send it. I mean, I'm all for that myself. What up, Robert Daniel? Moonvember in full effect. You already know we're looking to retest 36,000 during today's live stream. So get those likes up, please. What up, James? Elsie, loud and clear, no lagging. Holla, freaking Luya. Cushy, what it do, fam? Shout out to my Saiyan people out there, you know, my Super Saiyans. Good morning from Australia. Shout out to you guys from down under. I don't know how to pronounce your name, unfortunately. What up, Ron P? Jobless. Stone Cold Steve Randall in the building. Let's freaking go. We got Ron Peffer in the house. Good to see you, Punchy Coffee. 100% better. Love to hear that. Hey, JV, love your show. Thank you, guys. Sardina means the world to me. Shout out to all the moderators, Digital Dankness, Bitcoin Maximus, Streamlabs. We have the Coin Father. We got Abel Gonzalez. Welcome, fam. On 21 million. Let's get it. Let's freaking go. You already know. Love it. Live from Pakistan. That's what's up, Jaws. We got people tuning in from all over the world. A beautiful day. A little gloomy here, but it's all good. No complaints. Let's freaking go from Philly. Philly in the building. Shout out to AJ from Spain. I love the fact this is an international audience, literally from all the countries around the world. It's amazing. Friday, November 17th, all the ETFs go live. In my opinion, I hope you're right. Could you imagine that? Following week, all ETFs approved. It may be this way because Gary Gensler just shared something via on X that is basically, if you can read between the lines, according to Adam Cochran, we're going to see an ETF approval this week. So we're soon going to see. What up, Robbie Kaiser? Appreciate you, fam. Hi from Gibraltar. Welcome, Dino Martinez. Appreciate you tuning in. Statwise Jenks, what it do? And to the entire fam. What up, Frank? Hey, from Montreal. We got Canada in the building, eh? Just saying. All right, fam, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button to receive an on-screen shout out, and also smash the like as it helps out tremendously with that YouTube algorithm. Now what we're going to do is kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. Let's check it out. You can see Bitcoin pumping, looking to retest that 36,000 resistance, which we were on the cusp of just the other day. We have Ether also in the green, trading above 1900. When Ether breaks 2000, just FYI, there's not a lot of resistance between 2 and 4. We have BNB and Solana pulling back, while XRP and Cardano also pumping and in the green. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, we're currently sitting at a $1.34 trillion market cap with roughly 44 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance at 51.6% and the Ether dominance at 17% even. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers of the past 24 hours. Polygon Matic, which is a layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum, up 11.5%, trading above 80 cents, followed by SUI, up 11%, trading just above 58 cents, followed by Chainlink, which has been a top gainer this week, up 20 28% and up 10% for the day. Now trading at $14.52. And I'm curious, crypto fam, which altcoins, if any, are you most bullish on during this bull run? Let me know in that live chat. Next up, let's check out crypto bubbles. We can see the top gainers for the past week. Massive gains, which we love to see. I mean, actually, this is the daily. You just see virtually everything in the green minus Trust Wallet token. If we look on the weekly, virtually everything in the green, including Link up a whopping 30%, EGLD up 37%, Cake up 73%, WeMix up 49.5%. Shout out to $0 Giro. I appreciate the super chat contribution each and every day coming from you. You are the man. Massive shout out to everyone again just joining us in that live chat. But yeah, this is wild. And if we check out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, shows we're currently rated a 66 on the day, which is in greed. Same as yesterday, only it was a 68, last week a 66, and last month a 50, which is neutral. So there you have it, my crypto fam. How many of you are currently bullish on the King Crypto? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. Shout out to Bo Kanya from Scotland. Good to see you. Majin is bullish on Solana. I know that's another top gainer for the month. What up, Mountainous Philosopher? Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Statwise, Chainlink, Solana, Polygon, and the gaming pick, TBD. Word up. Is that mean to be announced, or is that the name of the token? Cosmos and Atom, right on one NT20. Jack, it says pumping for the pumpkin season. Chainlink, I guess Robbie Kaiser's bullish on Chainlink, considered the missing link of the blockchain. Guy Sardina says, let's break this 36,000 during the show. That's the goal. Let's do that. You know what I mean? I think we can do it. We're only $200 away, for Christ's sake. So send it and let's freaking go. But all right, fam, now let's dive into today's Bitcoin technical analysis. Check out the charts of where the Bitcoin price action is most likely to go next. Here we go. Let's get it. Bitcoin has new short-term Bitcoin price targets as consolidation mixes with bouts of volatility. After the classic short squeeze took Bitcoin to near 36,000, the Bitcoin market participants are highlighting the key levels to look for from around November 8th, which is today, and onwards. Now, Bitcoin is facing hurdles, overcoming resistance at 36,000, but it looks like we're about to retest it here shortly during today's live. Now, sellers are becoming active on the intraday timeframes, and data from exchange order books shows the buy side getting pretty cautious, so be on alert. And on the November 8th post, on-chain monitoring resource material indicators highlights the support liquidity heading lower from 34.5 to 34. Quoting him here, the Bitcoin game board is changing. I like to say chessboard. It wrote in its commentary, a snapshot of the Bitcoin USDT order book on Binance, which you can see on your screen, confirmed 36,000 receiving additional sell liquidity after declining during the prior day's tap of 35.9, with 40,000 remaining the crunch psychological barrier. Personally, I feel once we can break 36, which is the current resistance, I think we march on up to the next psychological hurdle of 40,000. Let me know your thoughts, fam. So at 34,000, now a potential battleground should the sell side pressure push the market lower. Dan Crypto Trades eyes the lines in the sand to the upside. Thank you, Leslie Thompson, for the super chat. You're too kind. Appreciate it, fam. These came in the form of 35 and the site of liquidity that can serve to replicate the short squeeze should the bulls gain that upper hand. Quoting them here, clear liquidation clusters are located around 35,000 and 35,700. Expect a bit of a squeeze to occur if either of these levels are tagged. So keep an eye out on those levels, fam. In summarizing the spot and perpetual status quo, we had SKU conclude that the spot bidders were needed to give a market a chance for the further upside. Quoting SKU Analytics, Bitcoin market data thread, the Binance spot order book, clear quoted range from liquidity perspective after the high volume spot buying yesterday. Note the lack of spot volume currently. Binance futures order book, very thick bid depth and high short float led to the short squeeze as of yesterday. Now, here's an analysis sharing from Credible Crypto that the most bearish scenario right now is 33,700. That's what's up. Here's what he shared, quoting the analyst. In my most bearish low time frame scenario, I don't expect Bitcoin to be below 33,700. In other words, no matter how this plays out in the coming days, I think downside is extremely limited. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Credible. He also added that hints as the outcome of the current conditions should be expected within the next day or two. And here you're looking at the Bitcoin 1 hour candle chart. Now, as reported, the longer-term Bitcoin price perspectives give the bulls cause for celebration. So congratulations to all my long-term hodlers. Even year-end targets include 45,000 or more, with the upcoming block subsidy halving scheduled to take place in roughly only 5 more months. So there you have it. My crypto fam, I want to know who is bullish currently, right now, in the market. Shout out to Bring Facts. Shout out to Ellen. How you been, fam? It's been quite a minute since I've seen you. Hopefully all is well. 288,000 without an ETF. Infinity with the ETF. I agree with 1NT 21 million. Send it. Rocky Balboa. I've turned into a maxi. Mostly, I only hold Bitcoin and ETH now. 70% ETH, says Cushy04. What up, Squirrel Bait? Good to see you again. Just opened up a long position on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Avalanche. Let's freaking go, says Doug. Kudos, fam. Psychologically is out. Once institutions are in, they're just going to allocate. You already know it's going to get really crazy here soon. Now is a very short window of opportunity to seize the moment and stack those stats on the low. It's still a 2-for-1 discount from the all-time high. Buy a Bitcoin, get one free. Who wouldn't want to take advantage of that? You know the institutions are right now in real time in the flesh. What up, McLovin? Good to see you as well. Appreciate you tuning in. Shout out to From Eddie. My answer is I did it for liberty. That's what's up. You guys will notice that live poll right there in that live chat. Now let's break down our next story of the day because we've got lots to cover. Shout out to Mimi Roberts. I appreciate you subscribing to the show. Anyone who subscribes during the live will get an on-screen shout out and a live shout out from yours truly. I'll do my best to do that, show you all the recognition that you guys deserve. But now let's break down next story of the day. New all-time highs for the long-term hodlers, which is a beautiful sign. Here we go. Check it out. Glassnode suggests that Bitcoin is in an accumulation pattern with its available supply reaching a new historical low. According to the latest report, Bitcoin's illiquid supply and long-term hodlers continue increasing. Let's get it. It is, as the supply tightens, available Bitcoin is being purchased by the smaller long-term hodling entities. Bitcoin accumulation amongst the majority of investor cohorts and the bullish conviction of the long-term hodlers results in investors gobbling up literally 92% of the newly mined supply, according to Glassnode. Quoting them here, if we isolate only entities on the smaller end of the scale, such as the shrimps, on the back of the smaller entities accumulating Bitcoin's minted supply, long-term hodlers have reached new highs versus the short-term hodlers, something not seen since July of 2023. And in addition to the solid long-term hodler ratio, the short-term hodler supply diminished to new all-time lows. So the combined effect is creating a tightening of the Bitcoin supply available for purchase, which is possibly helping keep Bitcoin's price above 34,000, providing a strong support above 30 Gs. Now, in comments, LMAX Group market strategist Joel Kruger explained a Bitcoin price breakout to 40,000 could occur, which to me seems like the next logical, spot. Quoting him here, we don't see anything specific going on with the price of Bitcoin to start the week other than the usual run of steady demand from the medium to longer term players looking to build exposure. So if anything, Bitcoin has actually been more contained of late relative to currencies and risk assets, which have been in notable rally mode on expectations for a more accommodative shift in Fed policy in the aftermath of the run of softer U.S. economic data. So technically speaking, it would take a break above 36 Gs, baby, to really turn the heads and trigger the next wave of bullish momentum. I feel it's only a matter of time. Incoming 40 Gs, watch out. Illiquid coins, given Bitcoin's finite supply, are typically a bullish market indicator. The illiquid Bitcoin supply continues on pace for monthly inflows for a whole nother year. The net increase of illiquid Bitcoin is 71,000 BTC per month. Like, whoa. And they continue. The growing confidence in Bitcoin amid the tightening supply is not only limited to the smaller entities. Nearly all the cohorts are increasing their Bitcoin hodlings year to date, an action that is well illustrated by this chart, which you can see right here on your screen. So there you have it, fam. And as Plan B points out here, 83%, which is a divine number, by the way. I was born in 1983. 8 plus 3 is 11. You already know. 83% of the Bitcoin is in profit, with Some 2021 all-time buyers still in loss, but everybody else is in profit, which is a beautiful sign of the times. How many of you are in profit? Let me know in that live chat. Welcome everyone just joining us. Melda, how you doing, fam? Dollar cost average, that's right. That's the name of the game. Robert Daniel says, don't wait to get in. I did that for the first 8 years and regret it with all my life. Holy moly. So you knew about Bitcoin 8 years before and you just watched it on the sidelines. Well, valuable lesson learned, and now you can pass on that valuable lesson to the rest of our viewers. So much love and much respect there. Don't make that same mistake, fam. I like my Gemini Bitcoin Rewards credit card. That's what's up. Let me know how that's been working for you. Some crypto libertarians have resisted government regulations, says Mackinson Harry, but regulations can be necessary to protect the investors and ensure the stability of the market. That's right. The major institutions need it to allocate their trillions into the king crypto. You know what I mean? Cushy says, when I decided to start buying Bitcoin, I didn't dollar cost average my Bitcoin hodling without exposing access to Bitcoin. Me neither, says Ellen. Sold all of my crypto and it's starting to pay off, or never sold my crypto. That's right. Diamond hands, where you at? Shout out to all my long-term hodlers. Robert Daniel, Shiba to 1 cent and I can retire. Word. Wish you the best of luck there. When the dollar is just going to continue to fall, why hop off the escalator to the top? That's a great analogy, Bring Facts. I love that. That might be quote of the day. Same for Squirrel Bait. I'm in profit, says Cryptolution. Music to my ears. Double-digit profit. Love that, Abel Gonzalez. Well done. One in the near future. You'll have to know someone with Bitcoin to purchase. Right on. Any dips coming? Anything possible, but I think we're more likely to climb on up and retest that 36,000 resistance here personally, but I'd love to know your thought. Don't FOMO in. Wait for the dip, says FOMO. I don't know about all that, but do to each their own. In profit since 4,000. Massive congrats there, Chris. Well done. I know about Bitcoin since under $1. Don't feel bad. Holy moly. So that's like back in 2011. Talk about OGs in the building. Much respect, fam. 64% profit, says Guy. Love to hear that. Best get it and stay in it at 38,000. I'm sitting at a 10x, says Bring Facts. Well, congratulations to all my hodlers in profit. I guarantee this is only the beginning. We have a long journey ahead of us and it's going to be phenomenal, to say the least. Now that we broke that down with the long-term hodler supply hitting an all-time high, now let's discuss the Bitcoin Lightning Network adoption being integrated into the ATMs over in El Salvador. I think everyone should be using Lightning with Bitcoin, all the exchanges, all the ATMs. Why not? Makes sense. Here we go. Athena Bitcoin, the company operating the state-owned chain of crypto ATMs over in El Salvador, plans to integrate the Lightning Network into 100 of these machines over the next couple of months. Let's go. According to the latest press release, the Athena Bitcoin Global and Genesis Coin have already enabled the use of the Lightning Network tech across their technology infrastructure and will now begin implementing it first in El Salvador and then across Latin America, mass adoption. Let's freaking go. The Lightning Network, as you all know, is a layer 2 payment protocol, which enables faster withdrawals, minimizing the transaction fees, and also avoids recording the transaction data and the accounting of the main network. And according to Coin ATM Radar, currently only 3.7% of the world's crypto ATMs support the tech. Now, Athena has not yet responded to the comments. However, they intend to switch to Lightning support at 100 of the state-owned Shivo ATMs currently being operated in El Salvador by December 2023, which means within the next 2 months, fam, the remaining kiosks, including the Athena branded ones, will also follow in Q1 of next year. There are currently 215 crypto teller machines in El Salvador. Now, from my understanding, there are no fees associated with using Bitcoin ATMs in El Salvador. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I heard Nayib Bukele announce that. The country's leader, Bukele, who made Bitcoin legal tender in 2021, recently announced his run for re-election as president in 2024. 5 more years, 5 more, not one step back, Bukele said in a recent speech in front of thousands of Salvadorans. And in April of this year, Bukele made a bold move to eliminate all taxes on technology innovations. Well done, which could entice more entrepreneurs and foreign capital to move into the country. So if zero capital gains tax on Bitcoin sounds good to you, you should seriously consider relocating to Bitcoin country over in El Salvador. Now, some experts like Gaber Gerbach's strategy advisor at investment management firm Van Eck believe in El Salvador, and they say they can follow in Singapore's lead to become the financial center of the Americas. So there you have it. crypto fam, mass adoption in effect as Bitcoin game theory continues playing out all across the world. And I am curious, by a show of hands, how many of you have used Bitcoin ATMs? Let me know your experience, maybe in the local area that you're at. I see them popping up all over here in Puerto Rico, this gas station, that gas station, which is a beautiful sign of mass adoption. J-Dub the Laker, 21 mil in the building. What it do? Good to see you guys. What up, Jaguar Cloud? Appreciate you, fam. Chris says people don't realize how risky and hard buying Bitcoin was when it was like $1 and even up to the $1,000 range. That's right. The harder it was to buy, hence why it was so cheap. The more convenient it becomes to buy and the more accessible, the more expensive it becomes. Hence, after the ETF approval, Bitcoin's going to be way up because it's going to be so easy to get your hands on the most perfect form of money to ever exist, which has that finite limited supply. You know what I mean? There's no alternative. Quoting Michael Saylor, there is no second best. You know what I mean? It's only the beginning. The best is yet to come. Preach, track you too. Ellen says, I drove by a Bitcoin place in Massachusetts. Oh, right on. What do you say, a Bitcoin place, like a Bitcoin city, or are we just talking about an ATM? Let me know. Never seen a Bitcoin ATM. Oh, that's a shame, Cryptolution. Where are you located at? Let me know. And you could actually download an app, and it will show you all the Bitcoin ATMs in the world, and especially in your local area, so you can see where they're at. What up, relaxing meditation music? 34 Bitcoin ATMs are near the Miami here. Oh, word up. Plenty of Bitcoin options then in Miami. You even got the mayor, Francis Suarez of Miami, who gets his salary paid in Bitcoin. You got to respect that. I had 3 of them on order and had to cancel them due to someone else got the machines faster. Oh, no way, Dankness. So you were looking to turn the ATM game into a business. Word up. I see a lot of Bitcoin ATMs and a lot of gas stations. Same here. I see them all around. Yeah, I mean, just randomly, and I love it. I always take pictures of them. Okay, now let's discuss everything related to the Bitcoin ETF, which I know is on everyone's mind, and we're still pumping at 35.7. Let's keep the pump going. Let's see if we can break 36,000 during today's live stream. I think that would be fantastic. But yeah, let's discuss everything related to Bitcoin here and the ETFs. In the past few weeks, crypto has been in the news once more due to the expectations of the Bitcoin ETF submissions, which will be approved by the UK Securities and Exchange Commission. On Monday, October 16th, the Bitcoin price skyrocketed due to an industry rumor that BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF had been approved, though it was a false rumor. But 1 week later, on Monday, October 23rd, the Bitcoin price jumped yet again when the iShares Bitcoin ETF was listed on the DTCC with the ticker IBTC. This was later described as a standard process in bringing new ETFs to the market and not a confirmation of approval. And my apologies, I know some of the text is a little cut off in this article, but this is a kind of a short article anyways. Both pieces of news fueled optimism in the industry. The Bitcoin ETFs will be approved by the SEC in the coming months, with many believing that this will be a game changer for the industry. Let me know if that fixed it. I just switched it up. Now, the interesting thing is that the Bitcoin ETFs have been live in Canada and Europe for a while. So why would an approval in the US be so important? Well, let's discuss it. Let's back up and understand the history and what has led to where we are today. 10 years ago, it all started with Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss, known as the Winklevoss twins, submitting the first Bitcoin ETF to the SEC. Ever since, many other high-profile companies have submitted Bitcoin ETFs, but the SEC rejected every single one of them. Not a surprise. Mr. Gensler, no clarity Gary, where you at, bro? Fast forward a decade, and BlackRock altered the discourse by submitting a Bitcoin ETF proposal to the SEC. As the world's largest asset manager with roughly $10 trillion in assets under management, the BlackRock submission signaled a change in how traditional finance perceives the crypto and Web3 industry, and also had the clear shot of bringing such a product into the market. Keeping in mind, BlackRock has a 99.8% rate of ETF approvals. I heard the numbers thrown out. It's like 575 to 1. You know what I mean? So they ultimately always get what they want. So driven by this news, many other prominent names in TradeFi followed suit, submitting Bitcoin ETFs. And ever since, optimism has been growing in the industry, culminating in a frenzy over the past few weeks. Now, while the industry needs good news, depressed by years of rejection from the SEC and the FTX scandal, the approval of the Bitcoin ETFs in the US could be the turning point for this industry. That's right. ETFs will provide a legitimate and easy way for mainstream investors to invest in this new asset class without having to hold or self-custody their own Bitcoin. And many believe that billions of dollars can flow into the market Personally, I see trillions upon trillions flowing into the market once we get that ETF approval. But the main benefit will come from what it represents. ETF approvals in the US would provide regulatory clarity and catalyze broader integration with traditional institutions interested in engaging in the industry. Good points. Also like to throw out some things as well. Competition is a beautiful thing. Right now, we also have rumors that an ETF could be launched in Hong Kong, right? We're talking about China adoption. China is massive. It has probably the most people in the world next to India. You know what I mean? We also have in the Middle East places like Dubai. They're looking to usher in their own ETF. So what happens when you have ETFs launched all around the same world? It's called game theory in full effect. And this is a pretty big deal. But what I want to share with you next, this is also so very exciting. I want you to check this out. This was a tweet just made, and I shared it here. Bitcoin ETF approval less than a week away, according to Adam Cochran. Here's what he shared. He says, usually this kind of stuff is posted by the SEC as a disclaimer before they approve things they don't like. For example, the last time was 4 days before they approved the BITO futures ETFs. Would guess this puts Bitcoin ETF approvals less than 1 week now. And he's referring to this new tweet posted 3 hours ago from the one and only No Clarity Gary Gensler. He wrote here, our division of cooperation finances oversees and maintains a basic bargain in our capital markets. Investors get to decide what risk to take as long as public companies make complete and truthful disclosures. So can this be a precursor to a Bitcoin ETF approval finally in the United States? Let me know, fam, your thoughts. I'm going to read some of these comments out loud before we dive into our next story. This is pretty exciting. You know what I mean? Getting snow again tonight. Well, enjoy the cold, Ellen. You're going to have a very white Christmas at least. Dubai is going to win for sure. Yeah, do you know how much money is in that Middle East? We're talking about oil money, you know what I mean? Saudi money, Saudi Arabia money. There's so much money out there. Kind of puts to shame some of the rich people out here. Just saying. Also, let's not forget Asia is filled with whales. Big time. You know what I mean? If we get the Hong Kong ETF game on. Chris says, no one understands what's going to happen when the supply really gets squeezed. It will melt all of our faces off. I agree with you on that, Chris, especially the perma bears. I can't wait for that day. Is XRP also for paling? For paying? Well, XRP is a bridge currency. To be used for the CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. ETF around the world will put Bitcoin over $500,000 overnight. God candle send it. Could you imagine that? 1 day candle, 100,000. All of a sudden, we're trading at 140 Gs just based on the approval of the BlackRock ETF. Then what happens when all the ETFs around the world start getting the approval and the green light around that same time? Again, competition is a beautiful thing. We're in for the ride of our life. Just saying, yeah, a big push past with Dubai. That's right. We had Mr. Kevin O'Leary come out on mainstream news a few weeks ago talking about they're going to be launching an ETF in Dubai. So if the United States regulators continue to deny it, then other parts of the world are going to usher in that adoption. And again, it's not a good look for the United States, and it's obviously going to hurt U.S. investors. Why do we only have the option of futures ETFs, which are controlled and manipulated? Why no spot ETF after a freaking decade of being turned down? You know what I mean? Since the Winklevoss twins were the first to, you know what I mean, give the first application to the SEC. It's wild. Bitcoin to the moon, baby. Send it. Bitcoin ETF will be a Merry Xmas come early. You already know it's going to be lit, to say the least. Oh man, wake up the next day and Bitcoin's at 500,000. I can feel it in my loins. Just a matter of time. We'll see $1 million price action. I'm telling you, fam. I'm going to pass out from all the hopium in here. Well, that's what we do with Crypto News Alerts. We take hits from that hopium bomb, Digital Bobby. You know how we do. Shout out to Bobby Digital. Reference to the RZA, Wu-Tang Clan. You guys already know. But let's break down our next story of the day. I have a $180,000 Bitcoin price target to share with you, according to crypto analyst Dave the Wave. Then we're going to be discussing 100x incoming with one of the most bullish predictions you've ever heard, coming from the Giga Chad himself, Michael Saylor. But first, we got to do a little analysis here from the one and only Dave the Wave. So he shared a chart on X, which indicates Bitcoin can surge to the 70,000 level around mid-September of 2020. 2024. He says Bitcoin could see another mini parabola front-running its upcoming halving, which it currently is on track to happen on April 18th, according to Buy Bitcoin Worldwide. That would be roughly around the time of that halving. If Bitcoin hits that 70,000 level by next September, Dave the Waves chart indicates Bitcoin can explode on a similar rally to the one it witnessed back in 2017. Talk about deja vu. Send it, which saw Bitcoin skyrocket from around $1,400 back in May, around the time I was introduced to Bitcoin and purchased some BTC when it was roughly this price. And again, that was in 2017. And then by the end of the year, in that December, around Christmas time, we hit almost $20,000. Massive gains, and what an inauguration into the crypto world, right? Now, Dave the Wave notes that such a target is also consistent with Bitcoin's principle of diminishing returns. Listen up. He also shares another chart that shows Bitcoin surging to the $180,000 range by April of 2025. I'd say that's a conservative target, but even that is pretty freaking awesome, which would represent a more than a 400% increase from the current price action. So let me know if you agree or disagree with the crypto analysts. I think my bearish scenario personally is 220,000, which is Max Kaiser's short-term target. My bullish scenario, 500,000. I think we're most likely to land somewhere in between, but nobody knows. We're in unprecedented times, fam. You got so many bullish catalysts we have never had before. Not only do we have the block subsidy halving of 2024, which cuts the miners' rewards in half, making Bitcoin that much more scarce, and especially when we have the massive demand coming from the ETF approval and all the major asset managers needing to accumulate Bitcoin and hold it on their balance sheet in order to offer the product. But we also have the supply shock on the exchanges with only 1.6 million currently available. They're going to be fighting over this Bitcoin, which is absolutely going to drive the price up. It's inevitable. Ellen says, really, Dubai will get all the biz. The exchanges, both Coinbase and Gemini, are limiting my Bitcoin trades. What a shame. And I tried to remove my Bitcoin and they said only $60. So I kept spending $60 over and over. For real. I didn't know all that. What up, Roy? Appreciate you. 5 Bitcoin is a lot. Says Bango. Well, not to Michael Saylor. Word has it that Michael Saylor personally purchased a stash of 100,000 Bitcoin for himself before he even started accumulating Bitcoin for MicroStrategy. So if he holds 100,000 Bitcoin, and it may even be more, but let's just say hypothetically, and MicroStrategy holds 158,000 Bitcoin, that's 258,000 Bitcoin just between Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy. There's rumors that Max Kaiser holds 1 million Bitcoin. That's according to Alex Jones. There's 1.1 million in Satoshi's wallet. So I'm just trying to paint the picture of how limited the Bitcoin supply truly is. Then you got to consider all the lost Bitcoin, which will never be recovered. Holy moly. Talk about a finite limited supply, perfect scarcity, hence why Bitcoin is perfect money. Shout out to everyone out there. We got over 420 people. That's a good sign, good omen. 420 all day, every day. We keep it lit on Crypto News Alerts. What up? Hi, GH Toshi. Sold my first 5 Bitcoin. Well done. Smart move. Chris says, JV, what do you think? The Bitcoin miners are just stagnant? No clue, as I am not a miner myself, so I don't really have any special insights for you to share there, but if anyone else does, I'll read it out loud. FOMO like a mofo, you already know. 100 million sats will surpass $100 million. Just wait, predicts Robbie P. Well, I hope you're right, man. The first rule of Bitcoin is you don't talk about how much Bitcoin you have. Just tell people you have more than them. Smart man, Robbie. Shout out to Robbie P. Make sure to subscribe to his channel. He creates Bitcoin Maxi music, which is my favorite. When we switch on over to Rumble, I'll play some of his jams and we'll jam out. Much love, much respect, fam. Dave the Wave doesn't know how much money people are holding for Bitcoin. It would be doable to his predictions. Word up, Jaws. Appreciate you, man. I only know scrims in the real world. Crypto Surge, what it do? What's up, everyone? JB watching, but mostly late to your lives. All good. Appreciate you tuning in. Better late than never. And you could always hit the rewind, watch the replay on your own leisure. Chuck Norris mined 22 million Bitcoin. God bless Chuck Norris. How does he do that? 51% attack would cause billions and they'd be better off mining and joining the network. Preach, Matthew J. Baz Dragon, a reminder to smash those likes. Greatly appreciate it. Let's get over 500 live in the house just on YouTube. You know we're also streaming simultaneously right now on Rumble, so let's freaking go. Now for our featured story of the day. Let's discuss the Bitcoin price accelerating 100x from here, according to the one and only MicroStrategy founder, Michael Saylor, the Giga Chad himself. So here we go. Bitcoin will 100x. Here's why. And shout out to the one and only Michael Saylor. He believes that the writing is on the wall. Let me know if you agree with him. We can all see the tsunami of institutional money that is about to come for Bitcoin. And for the first time in history, we have the opportunity to front run it. But again, that window of opportunity is closing, fam. So seize the moment, take advantage of it while you still can. In his latest interview, Michael Saylor breaks down why he has so much conviction the Bitcoin is going to 100x and what major catalysts as to why. Saylor believes the coming spot Bitcoin ETFs are inevitable and is already looking forward to the next major catalyst. That's right. He believes it'll be major banks embracing Bitcoin. First, he argues they will become custodians and then they'll begin offering financing and collateral for Bitcoin. Make sure to stick around to the end and we'll get even more insights as I actually transcribe some of his interviews myself. Here you go. Quoting him here. Bitcoin is an asset class and that's a major revolution. If Fidelity and BlackRock and if 10 other ETF issuers all agree the Bitcoin is an asset class, which it is, fam, it should be 10x to 100x bigger than it is right now. Run the math of roughly 36,000, which we're on the cusp of reclaiming here. That's 360,000 per Bitcoin. And if you do 100x times 36,000, that's $3.6 million per BTC. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the Giga Chad. Now, I also transcribed some other interview he did, and Michael Saylor talks about BlackRock, Citadel, and Fidelity sending Bitcoin to $1 million. Quoting him here, it looks like a spot ETF will probably get approved. Amen. The writing's on the wall, right? There is massive political pressure to approve one. The circumstances have changed. And now there is a way for the SEC to approve it without backtracking on its previous legal and policy guidance. Now, certainly there are a lot of Wall Street entities that have a vested interest in seeing this happen. Preach. If you're an institution, one way to get Bitcoin exposure is to buy the underlying asset, but there have been challenges with finding the right exchange to buy it on and custody arrangement. So a simpler way to do so, simply buy the spot ETF. There are trillions of dollars in capital that is required to invest in security that trades in these compliant forums and is understating the obvious. There's tens of trillions of dollars. So that's a lot of capital that can't buy Bitcoin or self-custody the Bitcoin. They don't want to do charter. Maybe it's against the tax code. Maybe when they raised $10 billion from the public investors, they raised it to invest in securities, but not interested in property or commodities. So the spot ETF availability is a major milestone for institutional adoption. The approval of a spot ETF is a major milestone in regulatory clarity, which is tantamount to an endorsement. The engagement of Fidelity, Citadel, BlackRock, and Schwab. I mean, Schwab is synonymous with Wall Street, 100 years of Wall Street. So what you have is Wall Street coming together to offer securities and exchange services indirectly with custody services for mainstream investors. And if we look out about 12 months, and if I was saying, what are the key milestones that drive the mainstream adoption of Bitcoin? Well, one of them clearly is the spot ETF. The second is the designation that Bitcoin is an asset class, which we all know it is, right? Now, the recognition of the legitimate commodity is a big deal. When you got Jay Powell saying it's not going away, when Gary Gensler, the head of the SEC and the CFTC both say it's a digital commodity, which it is one of the only cryptos with the green light, right? Digital commodity might not sound like much, but when you go down the next round, like, is it a Ponzi scheme or is it a scam? Is it tulip bulbs? The difference between tulips and a digital commodity is a 0 versus a 1. Preach. I have said before and I'll repeat it again. Listen up, fam. If it is not going to 0, it's going to $1 million per coin. It is either nothing, and if it's nothing, then it's getting scrubbed out and banned. And of course, we know it's not getting banned. There is no way that Fidelity, Citadel, BlackRock, Charles Schwab, Deutsche Bank, Credit Agricole, Banco Santander all decide they're interested in this. They are not endorsing a tulip bulb, right? Now, once you go from 0 to 1, then the question is, well, it's an asset class. And if it's not going away, well, what's it worth? Well, it's worth 1% of the assets in the world. So 1% drives it up by a factor of 10 to 20. So there you have it. My crypto fam coming directly from Michael Saylor. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the Giga Chad. Now I'm going to start reading everyone's comments out loud. Don't forget, this is a live and interactive show. There's a live poll right now. So please interact and let's have a fun little session here. The Bitcoin block, welcome to the show, fam. 420, you already know, one puff pass. And hodl, shout out to Johnny Saint. NCG, no clarity Gary. Yeah, the one and only. It's on back order, relaxing and meditation music. Did you sell your Bitcoin for the skis? Jet, what? Would you sell your Bitcoin for a jet ski? You got to be crazy. Bitcoin is about to buy me a Christmas tree. Word up, Neo Styles. It's going to be an exciting Christmas, to say the least. Let's get it lit. Shane Sullivan, Cospa's first bull run. This time, how high can it go? You tell me. Hey, Michael Saylor ever confronted Warren Buffett? He speaks on it often. I think I shared a clip in the JV React session on Rumble yesterday regarding it. When Michael Saylor and Kathy Wood say 1 million per Bitcoin, it's time to let it ride. 100%. You know, Kathy Wood was an early adopter of Bitcoin. Saylor got into the game late, but that's what makes it so inspiring. Imagine if Saylor would have got in like when Max was in like 2011. There'd be no Bitcoin available. You know what I mean? There'd be nothing. He would have bought it all because he was buying his, 40,000 at 50,000, no matter what the top is. Saylor's like, I'm just going to dollar cost average because it's going up forever, Laura. I mean, he makes a great point. If you're in this for the long haul, you just keep stacking sats and you never look back. But again, Michael Saylor didn't get involved in Bitcoin until 2020, right? And he already allegedly holds 100,000 Bitcoin as his own stash and 58,000 on MicroStrategy. So I think you're going to have the giants, you know what I mean, the mega whales coming in and making Michael Saylor's Bitcoin position look tiny and puny. The BlackRocks of the world, the Fidelities of the world, the Charles Schwabs of the world. You know what I mean? There's so much money in that market. It's a 700 trillion plus total addressable market. And right now, the whole entire crypto market is only sitting at roughly 1.3 trillion, right? We're just getting started. We're going to be front running all these major institutions, fam. You're at the right place at the right time. 50 G's bought Xmas. I hope you're right, Robert Daniel. I think we can blow past that. Anything is possible. Would love to see a new all-time high. Cushy says, JV, at some point, you'll be too rich to want to create content. You guys will be taking over. You guys will all have your own podcast, and I'll support you guys. I'll be tuning into your show. How's that sound, fam? Can we still hang out? My yacht or yours don't matter to me. Money will never change me. That's one thing about money, fam. Money is a magnifier. It makes a good person great. It makes a bad person evil. That's just the nature of it. Like a magnifying glass. Convert Bitcoin into solar and miners and get that Bitcoin back and then some. Word up. Let's break 36,000. Not just this weekend. Let's do it during today's live. Let's go. About to hit 500 live viewers, says Dankness. That's what's up. Pump it up, fam. Hit that like and share. It helps out tremendously with the algorithm. I appreciate the reminder, Dankness. If you're ever losing grip with your diamond hands, just listen to Saylor. You got that right, Alex Mansfield. I think it should be mandatory. You wake up, listen to Michael Saylor before you get on with your day. How would that change the world? Everyone listening to Michael Saylor. Baz, what up, man? I like the profile, says Devin Morris. Welcome, Devin. If you don't hit 420 likes, it's your fault. Not mine. Preach, JV. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate the love as always, fam. 100%. Sailors does not own 100,000 Bitcoin. In 2020, he had about 8,000. He had a disclosure this to the company. Good to note, Chris. That's just what someone told me. So, I could be wrong. That's why I said I didn't know with certainty, but thanks for sharing. But who knows how much Bitcoin he has now? If he had 8,000 Bitcoin before he started buying Bitcoin for MicroStrategy, I would imagine he has a lot more now, but you never know. Let's teach the youngsters to buy Bitcoin at an early age. Amen. We need to be teaching all the schools around the world. The kids need to be learning about money and Bitcoin, because what do they currently don't learn in school? Money. They don't understand money. They don't understand the Federal Reserve, that they print the money out of thin air. They don't understand none of this. Why is that? Because they want you wrecked. They want you poor. They want you impoverished. They want you enslaved. And that's just the sad reality of the world we live in. But Bitcoin changes the game, makes it an equal playing field. You know what I mean? Bitcoin being the antidote to those CBDCs, which are around the corner. What up, Melda? What up, Robert? 420, bring it. Let's go. Rocky Balboa in the building. Shout out to the Italian Stallion. Let's go. When I pay off the mortgage, 30% for the tax, man, I can sell my Bitcoin. Then I start stacking again, debt free, says Jeff. Bitcoin for life. You already know Derek Ferrari. And what a dope name you got. Is that your legit name? Because if your last name is Ferrari, that's just lit. What up, Jerry? Appreciate you, fam. Money will show you the heart. Amen, Sherry Young. Well said. 100%. Close to what? Bitcoin is more than money. It's a way of life. Amen. It represents so much. You know what I mean? Which makes it invaluable. Not only is it number go up technology, not only is it the perfect savings, it's also a store of value. It's also unconfiscatable. It's incorruptible. It's just perfect all the way around. And it's the first time in human history we have a finite limited supply on our money. Thank God. That's why I believe, quoting Max Kaiser, Bitcoin is God hacking humanity, right? Bitcoin, maybe it was channeled through Satoshi, through God. We don't know, but it seems to be the way because it changes everything in the world. It's the biggest threat to the powers that be. It's the biggest threat to the central bankers, you know what I mean? The central banking cartels and all the evil forces on this planet. And it's easy to see what side someone is on. You're either on God's side or Satan. Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, all the Bitcoin haters represent Satan. All the Bitcoin maxis represent God. Just saying. You know what I mean? Let me know if you guys relate. If you own any Bitcoin, hit that like button. Thank you, Neo Styles. And if you wish you owned some Bitcoin, also hit that like button. How's that sound? The man who orange-pilled Michael Saylor said in the interview yesterday, Michael Saylor bought 100,000 Bitcoin all at once before MicroStrategy. There you go. $0 G Rose confirming my initial thought. So there you have it. Maybe it's a mystery. First time in history, we can custody our own assets as well. Amen. Thank God for that. We don't need the banks. I hate the banks. I recommend stop supporting our oppressors, right? The bankers got us in this mess in the first place, so why bank with them? Why support them? I choose to unplug and exit from the corrupt fiat matrix. You know what I mean? Because Bitcoin gives us that ability. Without Bitcoin, we're all doomed. Just saying. I buy an electric wheelchair and come to your 100,000 party. Yes, sir. So Barry, are you really in a wheelchair? I didn't know that. But absolutely, nothing can stop you from coming to the party if you want to be here. I'm ready to get this. Bitcoin trip to the moon is going. Let's freaking go, Douglas Roach. Send it. We are all Satoshi. Thanks for the reminder, Matthew J. We're all JV. Just saying. Munger and Buffett are clueless on Bitcoin, or they're actually kind of intelligent and they pretend to be clueless to mislead you. That is probably the more likely scenario. That's my two Satoshis. What do you guys think? Are they just that stupid or are they that intelligent? Let me know, right? They want to mislead the masses because they're just evil mofos that sold their soul to Satan. You know what I mean? Bitcoin is the new attitude. Preach, Joss, Tech. You know what I mean? Mike Well, BlackRock's going to zone climb BTC. I mean, just BlackRock alone being this bullish changes the entire game and the entire landscape because they're the trendsetter. They're the largest of the mega whales. They're the largest. They make Michael Saylor look like a shrimp. You know what I mean? Just saying. And if you take like a dozen of the top asset managers in the world, they alone control over 25 trillion in assets under management, 10 trillion just from BlackRock, almost 5 trillion just from Fidelity, right? That's 15 trillion from two companies. That's more powerful than GDPs and entire nations. You know what I mean? Like real talk. It's crazy what kind of power they yield. And for them to be bullish on Bitcoin, game on. Let's freaking go. Is Ordi worth the buy? You're referring to the ordinals token? I don't have too many insights on that, but we did discuss Bitcoin ordinals yesterday. That's up to you, fam. You got to do your own research, but what do you guys think? Boomers won't get Bitcoin like the younger generations. Well, that's for sure. You know what I mean? I think Charlie Munger is 100 or 99 years old, still walking around drinking diet soda, bashing Bitcoin. Kind of hilarious. It is what it is, though. Shout out to Fairground. Shout out to all my fam in the UK. What it do? True. I don't blame Munger and Buffett. They're like 130 years old each. Combined age, they're like 1,000 years old. What do you expect? I won't be able to stop laughing next year whenever I think of a 35,000 Bitcoin. Word up, Neo. Appreciate you. Johnny Saint, what it do? Inflation, perhaps? 100 USD and 100 BTC and a full cart of groceries 15 years ago. Today, that same 100 USD get you a small plastic bag of groceries and that the same 100 USD of Bitcoin frickin' house. Word up. You're so right, says Fairground to Neo. Appreciate you tuning in, Matthew. Appreciate you doing a fantastic job in the mod. Much love. Isn't Saylor a boomer? More than likely. Melda, probably around that price. Or at that age, I was going to say around that price range. I'm talking about TA a little too much. Larry Fink must be thinking, if you can't beat them, join them. Yes, thinking that for quite some time. Bitcoin is the spice. I'm the Freeman. Word up, Bitcoin block. I appreciate that, fam. Anyways, without further ado, what I'm going to do, we're going to continue with Uncensored JV Live. We're going to be bumping some Robbie P, how we do a little Bitcoin maxi music for you. And we're going to be doing our live JV React session over on Rumble. So if you're not following me on Rumble, what are you doing with your life? Go to Rumble right now and type in Crypto News Alerts or simply visit rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net. Tune into the live stream and we're going to continue uncensored because unfortunately, YouTube is heavily censored censored, and I got to be very careful with what I say, especially when I start talking ish about certain individuals. But anyways, fam, with that being shared, peace out, YouTube. It's been a pleasure. I'll be back tomorrow, same bat place, same bat time, same bat channel, and looking forward to seeing you all right now over on Rumble. Deuces. Alrighty, that ends the live stream over on YouTube. We shall continue.